Welcome back to Good Morning America Health. I'm Tanya Rivero. For many of us, pregnancy is usually associated with the idea of cutting back on our physical activity for 9 months. But for those who are used to an active lifestyle, it turns out that running and other activities during pregnancy are actually beneficial. The October issue of Runner's World magazine has more on the link between running and pregnancy. And here to tell us more, our senior editor, Katie Neitz, Olympic runner and new mom, Carrie Tollefson, and ABC News medical contributor, Dr. Jacques Moritz. Thanks to all of you for being here today. This is a very, very exciting segment. Katie, I'm going to start with you. What prompted you to write this article?
This subject is something that we've been talking about doing for a long time in the magazine. And then I had a baby 2 years ago, and I ran throughout my pregnancy. And I just found that just from friends and family members, I was getting a lot of questions, some concerned from family, and then curious questions from friends like, hey, I'm expecting as well. I saw that you were running. Is this safe? And I really realized that there's a lack of information out there about what is safe for women to do. A
lot of misconceptions, which we're going to get to in a second with you, Dr. Moritz. But I want to ask you, Carrie, first of all, you're an Olympic runner, and you had a baby in April. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
What changes did you make to your training routine, if any, when you found out you were pregnant?
Well, I think originally I just thought, I can keep on running, but I wanted to be safe for the baby, first and foremost. So I did cut my mileage in half. And, I went from running 60 to 80 mile weeks to about 30 to 40 mile weeks. And I just really listened to my body. And, there were days that I couldn't run. And there were days that I could go out and run 10 miles. But I just really was trying to be in tune and be healthy. And, I wanted to be the person that I am, an active person, but I wanted to be a mom first.
Well, here's a question, Dr. Moritz. Here's an athlete. So, of course, she's in tune with her body. She can understand her body's signals in ways that the rest of us can't. So, for the average woman who's pregnant, how does she know when it's safe to run?
Well, you said it perfectly. You listen to your body. Obviously, if you're in the first trimester, you're throwing up and you have morning sickness, now's not the time to go running. If you've been active, definitely keep on doing it. If you're watching out there and you say, I want to look like this, I'm going to start running, and I'm in my second trimester, maybe not the best time to start getting active. You should be active. You should go out for walks. You should maybe do elliptical or something else like that. But trying to be an Olympian in pregnancy, starting that, not a good idea. And the second thing is, pregnancy is not a disease. It's just a condition. But listen to your body. And there's so much on this heart rate nonsense and everything. I just tell my patients, if you can keep a conversation when you're doing your physical activity, you're fine. The baby's getting enough oxygen.
How much, you did adjust your training routine a little bit. Do you need, if your body is telling you, I feel fine, can you just continue on without any adjustment?
Sure. I mean, the second trimester, you usually feel great. I always tell people, you feel like you can lift up the building. That's the time you should maybe increase your mileage and go to it. I don't think you're ever going to get to be a champion that you were before pregnancy. Pregnancy is always going to slow you down a little bit. You have the weight, you have the center of gravity, you have the joints and everything. But as long as you listen to your body and can keep a conversation, you should be fine.
So were there ever moments during the course of your pregnancy where you thought, hey, I might be overdoing it a little bit?
Right away I had read a lot about it, and I didn't do so much on the heart rate. I did wear my heart rate monitor, but I did get a thermometer for my ear, and I wanted to make sure that my body temperature was down. And that was the one thing early on where if I felt too hot, I would back off. But, I didn't really have to adjust too much. I did get on the underwater treadmill, which was huge for me because I could run at 80% less of my body weight. So I had, could protect my pelvis and my back and my knees and everything. And so that was one thing that I really love to do, and I would encourage women if they can do a little bit more non-impact during pregnancy, but also to get out there and walk and to jog if they enjoy it.
Great idea. And so now you gave birth in April.
I did.
Here we are in October. Do you feel back to your pre-pregnancy level as a runner?
I didn't rush back. I wanted to be a mom. I mean, so for 4 weeks I didn't do anything but enjoy my newborn, and now I'm slowly getting back into it, learning how to adjust not just my training, but also just the livelihood and the, getting through my schedule as a mom and now a professional athlete. But I am getting back, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm staying healthy, which is the big thing.
Absolutely. So. And let's talk about the bounce back factor, because I know that that's obviously a concern for a lot of women. They want to get back to their previous body, their level of training if they're athletes. In your experience, does a woman who trains before she's pregnant and keeps on training in a sensible manner while she's pregnant, does she bounce back more quickly?
I mean, much, much easier than somebody who has never been active, who wasn't active in pregnancy, and now looks in the mirror and says, I got to get this weight off and starts. I mean, they have to start from the bottom. And as an athlete, as you are, I mean, the muscle has so much memory and the body has so much memory, and the advantage after pregnancy is that your blood volume is actually up higher. So you may actually be able to run a little bit better. You actually may have more oxygen because you have more red blood cells circulating.
Sure.
I mean, that doesn't last forever, but it's a little advantage.
And Katie, what's the response been to your article? Have there been a lot of women coming out saying, thank goodness, you cleared this up for me?
Absolutely. I think there was a lack of information out there in the public, and for active women, such as our audience, runners, they needed to hear, you always have to check with your doctor. That's first and foremost. But as long as you don't have complications and your doctor approves, it's really nice to have that assurance that I'm going out there and I'm doing something that's healthy and good for me and my baby. Because studies have shown that it is a healthy thing for you to do.
All right. Carrie, Katie, and Dr. Neitz, thanks to all of you for being here today. And for more information, check out the October issue of Runner's World magazine on newsstands now. And for the latest health news, be sure to visit us on the health page at abcnews.com. We'll be right back. Coming up on the show, want to know a little